All right, welcome into another edition of Catching Up with Tommy Mac podcast here on 1010XL's podcast platform, on 1010XL's Facebook as well. Good morning, Facebook, on their demand. Catch them online or catch them on the app. And, of course, streaming live on the Relevant app, the live interactive platform filled with podcasts and chats for your favorite teams, interests, what have you. Free download. Check it out, RELEVNT, no A at the end, on the App Store and on Google Play. Check them out. I'm going to be on the Welcome to Relevant channel tonight at 9 o'clock with UCF Jaguar, talking all things Jags on our Duval Vibes podcast, only on the Relevant app. All right, it's game week, baby. Who's not happy about game week? I know I am. For sure. Listen, great weekend of college football. Love college football, no doubt about it, especially the big games. I don't really want to talk about my Boston College Eagles. My dad's alma mater, God rest his soul, beat us on Saturday, so I'm not happy. I think we got to look at some new direction up there in the Heights, but we'll see how it goes. It's an early year, still very early to tell, but I will tell you this. I'll ask this. And maybe Graham Marsh, my esteemed producer, can
Hello,
chime
sir.
in.
How are you,
my man?
Good to see you.
Congrats to your Gators. What a great win.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Richardson's unbelievable. I mean, what a great – the other quarterback was pretty awesome, too. The
Cam
kid from
Rising
Utah.
is a very, very good quarterback.
He looked like Minshew. You know, the look.
Yeah.
You know, but he's got a decent arm.
He kind of plays like Minshew, too. Super accurate.
Yeah.
Can
Gets
run
it out quick.
Not Anthony fast, but he can run.
He's pretty quick, yeah.
He can run, shifty.
It's too bad he made that throw. He didn't have to. I'm surprised they forced it that quick, but nonetheless, a great play by the corner to win the game. Listen, I've been at this Swamp only a couple times for big games. That place had to be going absolutely berserk.
This is the first day.
Oh my gosh!
This is the first day I've had my voice back.
Oh, did you go to the game?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
What was it like at
Absolutely.
the end? It just
Oh
madness.
my goodness, unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable. And
as you're coming out of the stadium, are you looking for parties? What are you doing?
As we're coming out of the stadium, basically you can start any Gator themed chant you want, and hundreds of people will join.
Nice.
You know, it's great to be a Florida Gator.
Right.
A big one on Saturday was SEC.
Yeah.
That was a big SEC.
Yeah.
Utah fans were rolling.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it was just, I mean, you can.
Yeah. Utah's been cool on Twitter. Have you seen that? They've thanked the Gainesville. I don't know. It's a little bit over too much.
They're like the nicest people in the world, dude.
Well, they're in Utah. What do they got to be mad at? Up in the mountains, hanging out with the whatever. But what a great game, great weekend of college ball.
That Florida State game.
Florida State was awesome. I mean, how that ended was crazy.
That's what that might be the craziest college football ending I've ever seen.
That was pretty awesome. So here's the question. Miami rolls, they should have. It was Bethune-Cookman. No disrespect to Bethune-Cookman. Florida wins an awesome game. Florida State wins an awesome game. Who's going to have the best record out of the three when it's all said and done?
Miami.
You think because the ACC's a little weaker, maybe?
Miami's schedule is horrible.
Is it?
Horrible.
They don't play anybody tough?
No.
There's nobody really tough in the ACC.
They have to go to Texas A&M.
Look that great.
Clemson did not look good. But Miami has to go to Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Besides that,
Florida State will be a big
they're
game.
playing Duke and teams right. They don't have a hard schedule.
They're going to rip through it.
Florida State has a couple of difficult games. Florida has the hardest schedule.
Beating LSU is a big statement. LSU may not be the top whatever, but that was a big game for them. So happy for them.
Biggest thing is Florida State didn't beat themselves, which is the first time I can say that about them in years.
He seemed all right. He seemed all right. Anyway, great weekend. App State, even North Carolina was pretty wild. I mean, I didn't watch the whole game, but those that's why you love college football. You do. I like those kind of games, the bigger games. I won't watch every single game, but the big games. Like I was saying earlier, just on the Relevant app, to me, the NFL, it's always a good game because you got the elite against the elite. Typically, there's no pushover. There's no, homecoming game. There's no, I'm supposed to beat this team by 70. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't watch Miami Bethune-Cookman, probably even if I was a Hurricane. I'd be I'd fall asleep. It's boring. This isn't even a game.
But, in the NFL, the Jaguars beat the Bills last year.
Right, exactly. Which was crazy. 9-0. What did 9-0?
9-6.
9-6. Just think about that. Josh Allen being shut down.
By Josh Allen.
So cool.
Love it.
All right, so the Jags taking on Washington. I was talking to Lagerman out in the lobby. We both agree, man. Biggest challenge this week. Will the offensive line be able to dominate? Well, maybe not dominate, but win the battle at the line of scrimmage against the Washington Redskins defensive front. Even without Chase Young, they are still a very good defensive front. Jonathan Allen, a very tough player. Montez Sweat, another very tough player. And now, look, I don't think they're totally loaded across the defensive side of the ball, but they've got some players at different positions. So, look, I like what Brandon Sheriff says. We're tough. We're physical. I mean, typically they are against the run. Blocking for the run doesn't really bother me, doesn't worry me. Pass protecting worries me a little bit on a consistent basis, but we'll see. Look, it's going to be play calling, the emergence of Trevor, of course, the new weapons on offense. J-Rob playing, looks like. It's interesting. J-Rob, you hear that he's playing, but you don't hear who's starting at right tackle or left guard, and now inside backer for that matter. I think Doug's sitting there going, man, Chad Muma's really earned a shot at playing, but you look at Lloyd and you're like, ooh, that kid's just too good not to have on the field. What am I going to do? He says he's told the players who's starting, but not anybody else. Doug Peterson is quoted as saying, I'm just having fun, I think. Maybe I shouldn't say just quoted if I don't know the damn quote. But something to that effect. I'm just having fun. All right, it's cool, whatever. I don't really care. I just want to, whoever's out there, that it's the right person and they're kicking ass. But J-Rob will play. I think that's fantastic. Of course, you're going to have to not kill him in the first game, but give him enough reps to get him going. He's not I don't want to say he's not a fast starter, but he, like a lot of power backs, they need rhythm. They need to get into the flow. Having a play here, a play there doesn't really help them. That's more for the quick scat back, like a Travis Etienne. But I'm happy, man. Congrats to J-Rob, James Robinson, for making it back. Tough injury, man. Very, very tough injury, and it looks like he's back. A lot of people didn't think he was going to be back, but he's back. And I'm telling you, I said it last week. I'll continue to say it. This offense needs J-Rob and or Snoop if Snoop becomes a J-Rob type player. I'm taking J-Rob, of course, over Snoop, but he is going to be key to the emergence of Travis Etienne, in my opinion. I think you need the workhouse, the horse. You need the change. So then the change of pace back is really that. And trust me, I've been against it. It freaks you out. You just all of a sudden, whoa, this kid's different. My angles are different. My timing's
different. It's a Fred Taylor, Maurice Jones-Drew situation.
Different. Well, they were kind of the same because they both pounded it and they both had speed.
Yeah.
MJD was fast.
Fred didn't have quite as much speed because that was the back end of his career. His speed was tapering off a little bit.
Yeah.
I think.
But I wouldn't call MJD a change of pace back.
Yeah.
Because he was too physical. He'd thump it up right. How many times would they call it? I hate to go back because it used to drive me nuts. They would call, I think they called it, run it up the center's ass. I think that was the name of the play call. All he did was run it right up the center's ass. I'd be like, what the hell are you doing? I swear, every time he just run it right, and then
there's something right next to you called the A gap. Yeah, don't go there.
What are you calling, zero?
Right.
All right, 0 runs. See if we can get a yard. Keep him off. I don't know. Anyway, great back, so. MJD was, we know Freddie, of course. What's up, Fred? But MJD equally is bad.
Mm-hmm.
He was a tough, all muscle. And so was Fred. You ever tackle all muscle before? Trust me, it's tough.
And Maurice Jones-Drew was so short, and you had these big, tall linemen.
Oh, yeah.
Defenders would lose him.
Yeah.
They wouldn't know
No, and then he was so fast, too. He
was like a little screen pass, and there'd be big boys out in front.
Yep.
It was.
I remember when he was drafted, and the only thing I looked at, the only thing that really stood out was he averaged 28.4 yards per punt return his last year at UCLA.
That's ridiculous.
That's insane. Anyway, We like J-Rob and we like ETN, and we hope they're a good 1-2 combo, and they're kicking ass on a Sunday. Congratulations to the captains, Trevor Lawrence, Brandon Sheriff, Josh Allen, Foye Oluokun, and Logan Cook. Seem natural fits for captains. They'll also pick a captain every week. That'll change every week. Must win. I hate to say must win. Winnable game, yes. I don't like to, should they, could they, would they? No, I don't know. I got to see them perform. Can they win it? Absolutely. Do they need to win it? Oh, man, would that be fantastic. Because then you got Indy at home. And now you're 2-0. Now you got that match. It's lit. Now you're feeling good. You know, even if you get a loss the next game, you're feeling good. You go on the road and beat Washington, who, by the way, not a great team, 7-10, whatever, last year, third in their division. You beat them, though. It's going to give you a lot of confidence, in my opinion.
And when you look at the rest of the schedule, granted, so much can happen in an NFL season. And, and, you know, some teams will get worse, some teams will get better. There's so much unpredictability. But just going off of what you know about teams right now, I don't think it's ridiculous to look at the schedule and say, man, like, where are the wins going to come from?
Right.
And other parts of the schedule, a lot of wins are not going to come from there.
Right.
So you need to capitalize on those games,
I even think
Indy
when
at
I
home,
went
like
through,
Washington.
When I went through one loss, like they were good in the first 6-7 games, maybe like 4-3, and then it starts. But
in the back half, there's some gettable games. But that middle portion,
middle's tough. Yeah.
I mean, the Ravens, the Broncos, all of them. Yeah. The Chargers week 3, you're not winning those games.
If you win the first 2, you got a shot at winning the third.
That's true.
I'm just saying. That's what I'm talking about.
You're right.
Just gives you a little momentum. You start 0-2, now you get a little desperate. I got to win now. You know, even if you go 1-1, it's okay. But 2-0, much better ring to it in my book. Look, I'm wondering, our defensive front, who I think's going to be really good, especially if Devon Hamilton turns out to be who they need him to be consistently, and they can stop the run. Because like I've said, I think their pass rush is going to be pretty badass. But if you don't stop the run, the pass rush may not be as impressive, because they'll just run more than pass if that's where they're going. But you got to wonder, licking the chops against Andrew Norwell, are we? I would be, right? You've gone against him in practice for a few years. You know what he's like, some of you. You know his weaknesses. You're going to get after it. He's got a lot to prove, because so does Sheriff. They're both sitting there going, you both gave up on me. You know what I mean? Like, you let me go. You think this guy's better? I got a lot to prove this game, right? I'm better than Brandon Sheriff. Of course, they play different guard positions, but still as guards. Cosme and Charles Leno Jr. are the tackles for Washington. Again, you know, look, if he can stop the run. Antonio Gibson last year, 1,000 yards, just over, 4 yards a carry, even, 4.0, 7 touchdowns. It's a good running back. You got to control. Because, look, Wentz, we know Carson Wentz. He may look good on fantasy football teams from time to time, but he ain't carrying diddly anything. You know what I mean? He ain't carrying that offense. You can get after him. You can make his mind scramble and, you know, freak out and lose all, you know, his wits about him. You get after that kid or young, I shouldn't say kid. I shouldn't even say young man. You get after that man, and I think he crumbles. But if you don't stop Antonio Gibson and company, it's not going to matter, because what happens on play action, McLaurin will kill you. He will. He's very, I mean, look, we don't know about Dotson, the rookie. He's looked good in camp, but McLaurin he's a player. He's a player. So, and they just redid his deal. They love him. They weren't going to let him get out of there.
I would love him too.
I would love him too, no doubt about it. So, but if you can stop that run and control it, then you got the chance, because then, look, when you run the ball and you can't stop it, play action kills you, because you think it's run. And if they really sell it, you're itching to stop the run and you want to go forward. You know, you lose that patience. You know, where I can wait. I can sit for a second, just for a split second, and read, is it run or pass? That's why it's so important to stop the run. But if we can do that, I think we've got a good chance here. The tight ends, all questionable. Logan Thomas should play, but he's like their name guy. They have a rookie out of Cole Turner, who's out of Nevada. He was, guy that could run, pretty big kid, but we'll see. Again, it's not going to matter if you get after and win the battle at the line of scrimmage. And that's what this team must do. Gotsis is back. I'm happy. I really don't I don't get why they'd even think about I don't know. Was that what was that? Is that like a restructure? What was that? Why cut Gotsis and then bring him to the active roster right away? Like
I didn't really understand either.
I'm glad he's back. Whatever. If that was I don't know. I think, look, he can help you in multiple positions on that defensive line. And he's a good player. He's 6'4", 290. He's not the ideal size at nose, so you would rather play him at end. But if you had to, right, Fotosaki could play nose, Gotsis could play end. Easy. I think you need Adam Gotsis, my opinion. I've always liked the way that guy plays football. Ty Summers is back. That's another odd one. You get him off waivers and you waive him. Anyway, he is back on the practice squad. Who are starters at left guard and right tackle and inside backer? I mean, look, it's got to be Bartz, in my opinion. Barch. What'd I say? Bartz? Barch. Sorry, Ben. It's got to be Barch.
If you kind of just said it really fast, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody really want to call it. Oh, yeah, Bartz. Yeah, sure. I think it's going to be Taylor.
I do too. And
I understand if and I'm not trying to read Doug's mind here, but I understand if Doug's like, gosh, Muma really, he got better. He can make plays. He's kind of, he's been there. He's earned it. But then you look at Devin Lloyd and you're like, that kid's really good. How do I not
really,
have him
really,
on the field?
really good?
Yeah, he's just a natural. You want that speed, that athleticism. So I don't know. Maybe they rotate a little bit. I don't know. Who knows?
Let me ask you: does that like mess up your mojo as an inside linebacker if you rotate a lot, or because those guys typically play the whole game?
I never like that at all. Rotating backers,
okay,
unless you're coming off on running downs, or you're coming off on passing downs.
Well, right, personnel changes, of course, but I'm talking like
no, you can't work that way. Yeah. You're like a running back. You got to get in rhythm too,
right?
And you got to work with that line in front of you. I mean, they're a big part of you making plays.
So. Like if you start the game at inside backer and you play the first 3 drives, every first and second down you're in.
Yep.
And then the 4th drive they rotate you.
Yeah, that pisses me off. Well, what if I'm making plays those 3 drives? Now, granted, if I'm getting the crap kicked out of me and I haven't made a play, then I would expect to be replaced.
Yeah.
But if I get in my rhythm and I start making plays and then you take me out, I'm gonna be like, man, you just be like a running back. Be like J-Rob being upset last year. He's like, what do you?
Right.
I know I fumbled, but it was like once.
Right. Right.
Why are you taking me out? Like, what's wrong with you?
I forgot I was supposed to be God himself.
Right.
And never fumble.
Right. So, I don't know. I think it's hard. Personnel, change of pace, whatever, different than. Like the 2 quarterback system. No, never. Not at any level, in my opinion. Again, change of pace for a play here or there, whatever, but no. Those guys need confidence. You want to mess up confidence, you just start rotating them. I will tell you this. All right, so just to wrap it up, beginning of the offseason, I had Washington winning. I'm back to it could go either way. I'm not calling for a victory. I got to see more. Talk is cheap, and I don't mean to be so harsh, but talk is freaking cheap, especially around here. We've heard all the talk. Been hearing talk for years. It's like freaking Groundhog Day half the time. And every offseason, oh my gosh, look at them. They look so good. They look so good. And then they're not. So I need to, again, cautiously optimistic, that crappy 2-word cliche, whatever you want to call it. Can they win? Yes. Will they? I don't know. Because as excited as we are, there's still question marks. Other than the interior 3, you still have the same tackles. Is Trevor Lawrence going to make the jump? I don't care how he looks at practice. Is it in the regular season when they're attacking him and coming after him, is he going to make that next step to be that franchise QB? I think he will, but he's got to show it. Can J-Rob's Achilles, hey, I'm glad he's playing. I'm being a little devil's advocate here, but how much can he handle? I think that, look, I love our weapons, but I don't know. What if we can't shut down their rush? What if they shut down our run game? You going to put it all on Trev? I don't know. I hope they win. I think they got a good shot. I'm not impressed by Washington. I'm impressed by some of their defenses, some of their players on offense. But with Wentz at the helm, you got every chance to beat this team. All right, looking around the National Football League, I will make picks. So I'm going to pick. I got to pick it, I guess. I do have to pick. Are we doing this on Friday? Or we're not doing them on Fridays anymore together, are we? This show. Or can we? Remember when there was a conflict, I thought?
Yeah. I actually do think I have to go to St. Augustine Friday. So yeah, we might need to do it right now.
It's an early day to make a pick. A lot can happen. Injuries, stuff. Guys get caught.
Right.
Going out. That kind of stuff. Hey, by the way, let's not bash Richardson. He made a mistake. I hope he's okay. I know he got arrested this weekend. Will? What is right?
He did?
True. Yeah, got a DUI. Yeah, he got a DUI. At least I saw that on.
I was buried in college football.
Yeah, well, Google that because I'll redeem. I swear I saw that, and then I saw people giving him grief online. I'm like, man, cut the guy some slack. But I'm almost positive that happened. Anyway,
yeah, I got a DUI.
He did. Okay. Well, Listen, I'll pray for the kid, and I hope he gets better and that he can get past this bad mistake. People make mistakes all the time, and I'm sure he wasn't happy, being hurt and being let go and trying to figure out which way he's going to go. Hopefully, he can make it back. All right, I love the lineup this weekend. We're going to go through it. I am going to pick. I'll pick the Jags-Washington game at the end here. All right, Buffalo at the Rams. What a great open. That's going to be fun.
So much fun.
That's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Jalen Ramsey will play. He's battling a shoulder injury, of course. He got all, Aaron Donald throwing helmets. Won't be able to do that in the game. I think Josh Allen's a legit MVP candidate, and I think Buffalo on the road. I think
Josh Allen's a legit MVP favorite, I would say.
I think Herbert might be the favorite. I know. I'm right there. I think they're both incredible. But I think Josh Allen's got one more year on him, but you match them up side by side. And it's funny, we're not even thinking Mahomes. Like, Mahomes still got it. And I don't think they're going to miss Tyreek as much. I really don't. I think they'll be fine. They may not have that home run every time he touches the ball, but Patrick Mahomes can play some ball. But Josh Allen, legit, without question. I love the guy. I hope Trevor develops into a Josh Allen type.
I do think one thing about Josh Allen as his career progresses, maybe not now because he's still pretty young. Yeah, I do think he's going to need to get a little bit smarter with how he runs.
You mean like leaping over dudes at 6'5"? Yeah, you might want to stop that because someone, know, when you start coming down and you don't see the defender and he knocks living,
like Lamar Jackson, probably like the best running quarterback in the league.
Oh, yeah.
Lamar Jackson is extremely smart with how he runs. He never gets hit.
No.
Josh Allen doesn't.
He's not afraid.
He just needs to be a little bit more careful.
Well, and he's big. He's 6'5", 250. So he's like, man, I'm like a tight end.
Right.
Why can't I run over guys?
That's true.
Lamar Jackson's a little thinner, a little shiftier, obviously.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got Buffalo beating the Rams. Trubisky gets the start and is a captain for the Pittsburgh Steelers. How about that? Bears, Bills, right? He was a backup last year.
Week 8, is he still starting?
No.
Oh, yeah, I don't think so
Pickett
either.
takes over.
I agree.
But he is a captain. It's going to be tough to bench a captain, but we'll see. They go all in on Trubisky. Look, at the end of the day, Pitt's O-line's not very good. Cincinnati had to improve their O-line. Let's see if they did. I got Cincinnati winning this game at home. Green Bay at Minnesota. Bakhtiari is back. Big, the left tackle. Bakhtiari, however you pronounce his name. Bakhtiari, thank you. He is back. That's a good thing for them. I think Green Bay's got a lot to prove this year, but I think Minnesota beats them. I think week 1, Green Bay's still not, inflow with the new wideouts and all the weapons that Aaron's had to deal with. And I think Minnesota's got a pretty darn good football team. They're going to be sneaky good.
They got a hell of a home field advantage, too.
What's that?
Minneapolis is a great...
No, yeah, and it's the first game. Stadium, you never know. I'm just going more stability with Minnesota. I got Minnesota beating Green Bay. We'll go over these next week, too. See how I did. Who's next? Kansas City and Arizona. I got Kansas City. I don't care how much they pay Kyler Murray. Get after his ass. He'll start whan, and it'll be over. So I think Kansas City going to take care of business. Las Vegas at the Chargers. I think the Raiders are going to have a very good year. But the Bosa and Mack combo, the duo, they start this Sunday. And I think Khalil Mack's going to have a resurrection in his career and get after it. And Bosa's one of the best. So I've got the Chargers winning. Tampa, Dallas. I got Dallas opening week.
Oh,
I do.
Interesting
one. Hey, I'm all for Tom Brady taking a break in the middle of camp. But the football gods with a lowercase g, I think they're going to have something to say about it.
Is that in Tampa or in Texas?
Dallas.
Okay, that's what I thought because they opened the season last year in Tampa.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. But Dallas, look, I like Dak. I think he played really well last year. I think they've got something to prove. Their defense isn't that great. They're okay. Michael Parsons is great. What's that?
No Amari Cooper anymore.
No Amari Cooper, right? They're going to have to replace him.
He was a little bit disappointing last year anyways, though.
Yeah, to me, Dak had a great year. He really finished strong.
Yeah, he did.
And to me, you can win with him. Inside the division, the AFC South, that is, Indy at Houston. I tell you, Jag fans, every year I think we overlook Houston as fans, not as the team. But I think
agree.
We go like, no, we should just beat them. Why? I don't know, because they always have our number.
They always beat us.
It's 19-4, I think, in the history, or last 23 games or whatever, something like that.
So we haven't beaten them since 2017. Like
that's terrible. That's so awful.
We don't beat the Texans.
No,
I totally I don't understand why every year. Oh, we're gonna beat.
Yeah,
the Texans.
we're sweeping them this year. They swept us last year.
They I don't. Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree.
Now I have Indy winning though. I think Matt Ryan's going to show. It's going to be a real tight game. I have Indy winning a close game at Houston. So maybe I'm wrong there. Who do I want to win? I don't really care. Let them take each other out. It's obviously within the division. The Giants at Tennessee. Look, I think the G-Men might be better with Daniel Jones. They say Brian Daboll, whatever the heck his name is, he has really settled him down and got him to play some good football. Will they get back to the old Giants way? Pounding the rock and play action pass and making some plays and then a strong D. We'll see against Tennessee, but it's at home against Tennessee. And I just think Tennessee's a tough team, and I think they're going to be tough to beat. They go 12-5 last year? They had a big year. I think they're going to have a big year again, and I have them winning at home. I am not picking a winner, Denver at Seattle for Monday Night Football. You know why? Because I don't really care. It's a black game to me. Like, I'll watch it, but I'm not that excited for it. Seattle? I can't believe Geno Smith's their QB.
You don't want to watch Russell Wilson's return?
I mean, yeah, in the beginning, You
think Denver runs away with it, though?
Denver should beat them.
I don't think Seattle's any good at all.
I don't either. And I feel bad for Metcalf and the other dude, number 16. They're good.
Tyler Lockett?
Yes, thank you. You're like my ADD fill-in CTE manager. I really enjoy that.
Well, I got Tyler Lockett in like the 12th round of my fantasy league.
Did you?
So that's why I'm like kind of locked into Tyler Lockett. He's been like a top fantasy option the last couple of years, but now without Russell, he's way down.
I mean, Geno will get lucky from time, but he's just not a very good QB.
No.
He's just not. No. And will Locke eventually take over?
Drew Lock?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not that excited. If I'm Seattle, I'm like, ugh.
Neither of them are good.
Let's get you know what? Go 1-15 and get the top quarterback next year.
Bryce Young or CJ Stroud.
Ooh.
Those two guys can play.
By the way, real quick, Ohio State's receivers are bad to the bone. They are unbelievable.
Dude, they're so good. You know who their receiver coach is?
Every year.
You know who their receiver coach is?
No.
Brian Hartline.
Oh, really? Yeah, he was good. Yeah.
Last year, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, and Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
This year, obviously, those first two are in the league.
Yeah.
Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to win the Biletnikoff. He's the best receiver.
He was the one that got hurt early, right? He took that big hit.
Yep.
That was a big hit.
Yep. But he's the best receiver in college football.
Yeah, but then the other two are good too. I mean, whoever they were, and I'm sitting there going, why does Ohio State get these really good, weapons?
Because Brian Hartline is the best receiver coach in college football.
Okay.
I don't even think
sense.
It's an argument. Yeah.
All right, cool.
And they always have good QB play.
What's that?
They always have good QB play.
Yeah.
So it's easy to recruit receivers hey.
Yeah, and you're going to get the ball.
Yeah, you want us to go 4 wide and throw it all over the yard?
We'll be in the top 4. We'll go to the championship.
Exactly.
We'll do whatever. But anyway, they're really good up there. Hope our wide receiver. I was told I got Christian Kirk on my fantasy team. I wasn't part of the draft. Had a conflict.
It's you and FanCam's team,
me
right?
and FanCam. We're the Longports. Good.
Have you looked at the roster?
I did. Mixon is our back.
Okay.
I think we got Dak is our QB.
Okay.
Which I really like. I know he grabbed Kirk. Browns defense. I have to look it up. I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
See how it is. All right, that's going to do it. Got a great week planned ahead. The Horse's Mouth on Thursday, of course. And Friday night at Colhane's out on Atlantic Boulevard in Atlantic Beach. The Dad Bods take the stage once again at 8:30 p.m. Come on out and have a good time. So until next time, stay safe and be cool out there. We'll see you right here on Catching Up with Tommy Mac on 1010XL and the relevant app. Peace.